So if I go over to here, workshop, does he have a page for it? No, he doesn't have a page for it. Who made this? Lottie or not? Lottie Jr. and Ebu. Who's the real one? I believe it's Lottie. Workshop items. Okay, interesting. Alright. Alright, you probably want to invest in this. Do you remember Scientific Storage came out and people were like, oh god, because what happened was we had Neon Storage and that just blew up and went insane. There was a copycat. There was the green pack one. What was it called? What was the green one? There's a green line of boxes and it was basically trying to be Neon Storage, but it wasn't glowing. Here you go. It was the supply containers. So that came out and they were sold at the same price as Neon Storages, but people did not like them and they never really went anywhere. So when the Scientific Storages came out, I have none of them. Oops. When the Scientific Storages came out, they started off with sulfur. And people were like, oh look, it's another copycat, who cares? Turns out a lot of people cared because their prices just went all the way up. Now, these were only selling about 10,000 per box. These were selling at about 10,000 per box. Lo and behold, they stonked, and they stonked amazingly. And it started off with sulfur, and I was like, I don't want to buy a sulfur storage. So I did bid on it. I did do a buy order, but I didn't bid that much. Lo and behold, look at it all now. Now, before Antwerp happened, all of this was positive. All of this was positive before Antwerp 2022 happened. Now a lot of them are suffering, but in good time, all of these will go back to the positive. But as you can see, you can still see it. All of these ones, gun storage is $16. You want to keep an eye on that spray can set. That's definitely going to be something good on the horizon. So, yeah, keep an eye on it. Now let's refresh and see how many people have bought all of these already. Well, only 277 still. So yeah, SCMM can keep track of all purchases as soon as possible, I guess. Okay, so Dr. Max, we've just seen this being introduced, and this is starting to look exactly like the start of Scientific Storage. Scientific Storage started the exact same way with sulfur. Now, a lot of people didn't take this seriously when it first appeared. They just thought it was a clone of Neon Storage, and we did have quite a lot of clones on the workshop, and we also had supply storage. That was very similar, but it didn't glow. But then this appeared, and it glowed slightly, and people didn't care for it. People didn't want to care for it. They were like, "Oh, I already have Neon Storage. Who could care about it?" Well, turns out a lot of people did, as you can see. Now, before Antwerp 2022 started with CS:GO, all the prices were in the positive at one point. Now, a lot of the newer ones are suffering, but all of the ones that originally came out, they are doing greatly. So, it's not going to be super fast. It's not going to be something that's going to be an instant profit. It's going to be something that's going to be very slow. But then when more and more come out, the price the value increases. So what we currently saw was, or what we did see, it did start with sulfur storage. And sulfur storages, neon sulfur storage, they didn't sell amazingly. But because it started with with Scientific Sulfur, this one's doing well because it was one of the originals, and there was only 10,000 sales. As you can see, like I said, all of the original ones the ones that originally came out, the first ones, they have fared better than the newer ones. So if you get in early, it can work out well. Now, you can always do a buy order on these, and you can get more money out of it, better profits, but it's all there. It's all laid out. That is something potentially on the horizon. You just had to constantly keep an eye on what Lottie is up to. Lottie has been quite successful. Spirit 1, good stuff, good stuff. So what we need to do is just keep an eye on this, see how it looks. I'm pretty sure that German guy would do a very nice video showcasing all the skins that have just appeared this week, as he usually does. He will look all around it. You can go in game and inspect this. Does it have a nice thing on the side? Does it have a nice thing on the top? Perfect. People are going to want this. It looks good. It has a style to it, and people do like glow in the dark large boxes because you can navigate around your base without needing a light source. Technically speaking, it's pay to win, but who cares? You know, this is the game. This is the investment game. You buy something purely with the intent to profit from it at a later date. Now, like I said, it's not going to happen immediately. You've got to wait a while, all right? You've got to wait a while. But it will eventually happen. If we start seeing more and more of these graffiti boxes being added, and Lottie, we've got to thank Mr. Bipolar Penguin for adding this thing. Lottie is a small creator. That's a very, very good thing to add. So basically, why would I mention small creator? Okay, so a big creator, I would consider Mr. Bad T Rip, of course, because he has the most skins added to the game. What is he, 150 plus now? It's taken so long to load all his skins that it's... I think the point was made. And then you've got Little Ranger as well. And they make tons of skins. They make tons. So I'm pretty sure Face Punch just kind of wants to ease off them every now and then, just to give some other people a chance to get something accepted. But they also have multiple sets that they clash with each other. So Dragon Rage is taking up all the attention whilst his toy collection isn't getting any love. Bad T Rip's Black Gold collection is getting all the attention whilst his Frosty set isn't getting any attention, and I'm very sad. I'm very sad. Fuck's sake. I'm so invested in Frosty, and he's not. They're not accepting any more Frosty, and it's upsetting me. Maybe this Christmas, maybe, hopefully. Anyway, but the smaller creators, right? The smaller creators do get frequently, every now and then, accepted. This guy's first ever skin. Congratulations, whoever you are. Yeah, so Lottie has only recently started to get a whole bunch of skins being added, and I wouldn't be surprised if a whole set of graffiti storage ends up being added.